Hello, I'm Kate Williamson and welcome to Keep It Clean, a podcast from Jangro that talks about the changing face of the cleaning industry. In this episode, we're tackling the challenge of perception. Despite its size and value to the UK economy and its importance to our health, why do so many people hold the cleaning profession in low regard? How can we raise cleaning's profile and make sure we're attracting the best new talent?
If you'd have asked me, do you think you'll be in the cleaning industry when you're older? I'd have been absolutely not, no. Yeah. But I think it's way more sexier than I think people think it is.
We're not shy. We don't run away from change. We really do embrace everything in the cleaning industry and try and push us forward. And we just need people out there to join us.
Here to discuss their own experiences of climbing the cleaning career ladder are our two guests. Daisy Hunter from the Cleaning and Support Services Association, the CSSA, who works to raise standards across the UK cleaning industry. And Jo Gilliard, CEO at Jangro, who makes our whole business run squeaky clean. Welcome, both of you. Jo, I know that you're really, really passionate about this subject, but why do you think the perception problem exists? Why do you think it's there in this industry?
To be honest, I think it's just come from old. I mean, anybody who's around my age can remember Hilda Ogden and Coronation Street with a hairnet on and a feather in a cap and singing badly with a mop and a bucket. Yeah. And that's wrong. That's not where we were then, and it's certainly not where we are now. I mean, if people just looked at our industry, it's a £60 billion industry. Yeah. We employ nearly 1.5 million people. Jangro, obviously, the business that I'm responsible for, we employ 2,000 and is one of 70,000 cleaning businesses.
It's astonishing numbers, isn't it?
They're amazing numbers. We're not a mop and bucket outfit. It's amazing numbers, and what that means is it's amazing opportunity for people out there. So whether you want to be a financial director or a receptionist or a warehouse driver, these are the 70,000 cleaning businesses in the UK. There's something for everybody. I mean, we manufacture chemicals. We've got all the manufacturing sides. So if you want to be a microbiologist or a chemist, or the opportunities are endless, and people's old perception, I mean, for me, who's been in this industry a long time, it's quite frustrating. And I look back and it is the past, and I want people to bury it, that perception, in the words of Taylor Swift, shake it off, move on. Look at the industry as it is today. Yeah. It's just filled with opportunity, and we really need people to start just opening up and seeing what there is out there, because there's so much that anybody who's looking and who's willing to commit to a great industry and a great future, they wouldn't need to look here.
Yeah, well,
that's my view.
I said you were passionate, and I knew you would be about this, and rightly so. How can industry leaders therefore work together to raise the profile of this industry?
I mean, we are doing this. Industry leaders are doing this. We've got the CSSA, and obviously I'm a part of that CSSA association. We have the Cleaning and Hygiene Suppliers Association, so the CHSA. We've got lots of these.
Lovely.
And I won't go through them all because we've got the Worshipful Company of Environmental Cleaners. Yeah. But, there's a lot of people that come together. We are a very collaborative industry. We do come together. Yeah. We do try and raise the profile. We raise our own standards. The CHSA, the CSSA, we look at what we're doing. How can we raise the standards? How can we encourage succession and young people coming into our industry? We look at how we're doing things and is there better ways of doing things. We really have, for I'd say a decade at least, been really trying to raise the bar, and that will never stop. We're always looking for improvement. It's an ever-changing world, as things develop, as new IT comes in, we embrace everything. We're not shy. We don't run away from change. We really do embrace everything in the cleaning industry and try and push us forward and move us into a new era. And we just need people out there to join us and do that with us.
Iris, you're not dropping another Taylor Swift
No,
quote?
but I might sing at the end.
I'll just add on to Jo's comments there, because coming at it from a younger person when I started in the industry.
How old were you? Do you mind me asking, Daisy, when you started in the industry?
I am 35 now, and I was 27.
Okay.
And I had been doing PA, retail, loads of different roles before that. And I took a job for a FM company because it was a 10-minute walk from my house. So it was perfect. I wasn't really that bothered about it. It was just a receptionist job at the time. And within 3 months, I think before my probation ran up, I got hired as PA for one of the managing directors with that company. And then from there, just kept getting promoted because I think they saw a passion in me and a young person showing passion in this industry. I think if anyone out there sees passion in a young person in the industry, you should try and harness that and mentor them, which I got. And obviously, I then started getting involved in the CSSA, met Jo, met a lot of other people who have helped me and sort of guided me and given me support. And it is really there. And I think if we get the young people in the industry and they show the passion, then we just need to harness it and make sure we're sort of directing them and mentoring them in the right way.
And I think as an industry, I think it's very nurturing.
Yeah,
it's lovely. Is my kind of gut feeling on it.
You feel looked after and taken care of, and that you can go to a competitor and ask them for advice. Like, it is collaborative, and even just from a young person's point of view, you get that guidance and suggestions of what to do next in your career, which is really nice. Like, maybe someone doesn't need to have 4 years experience in a certain role. If they've got the drive and they've got the passion, skills can be taught. Yeah. If they're the right person for the team, then bring them in. Why not hire for a business admin who gets to do 3 months in marketing, 3 months on the floor, 3 months in accounts and 3 months in ESG, and see which path they want to take and then put them on that development plan.
That was our policy at Jangro. We bring somebody in and say, right, we'll try you for 3 months in every department, and over a 2-year period, find the one you love. And that's the opportunity we try and give to our staff, because sometimes you get in a job and you think, I don't like this, and they might be perfect for you, but they don't like the job.
Yeah.
Find them another one.
Yeah.
Let them see if something else inspires them. If you've got the right person, but who's in the wrong role, look at other roles.
Jo, recently you've celebrated 40 years in this industry.
I'm still young. I'll just put that out there. I'm still young. I started when I was 4.
Yeah. that is early. Just tell me a little bit about your journey through this industry. What inspired you to get into this career from the get-go?
I think the main thing that inspired me was my passion. I was 16, left school on a Friday, and all I knew is I wanted to go to work. I wanted to earn money, and I wanted to work, and I wanted to work hard. I didn't know what I wanted to do other than I wanted to work in an office environment. And I started 2 days after leaving school, literally 16 years of age, and I hadn't even got my exam results. I'd only just taken them, and I'd been hired because of my drive. So from that, me pushing forward and knowing I wanted to work and I wanted to earn money got me the job. But then the people around me, to support the guidance I got me my career, because they showed me all different areas to work in. So I tried accounts. I didn't care for that. I like spending money. I tried export and logistics, and then they put me in a sales customer environment, and I found my field, being with people, working with people. And then they nurtured that. So again, it needs yourself to want to push and drive. And I've just done that all through my life. I'm still 40 years in. I'm still wanting to learn. I'm still wanting to try new things.
The passion.
Absolutely. I'll never give up. Even if people ask me to, I won't. Relentless. But yes, basically, it was a 16-year-old me, and who just thought, I know I want to do something. I just wasn't sure, and I then surrounded myself in this industry who just helped, support, guided, and as I've got older, my job is to try and pay that back, and help and guide and support people through my experiences. And I think that's what our industry does. We all get together, and, I'll talk about the networking side later, but we all do get together and we do help and collaborate and work together. And I'll talk to my competition. I'll talk to anybody. Anybody who needs any help or guidance, I'll give it. We're all passionate about what we're doing. Yeah. And I just think that support and that it's just the right thing to do. It's kind, if we can all remember to try and be kind and supportive, and we will be in a good industry. And I believe that's why we're in a good industry.
And we do call it industry, but in effect, it's almost, you go to any of these gatherings and it's like a family reunion.
Yeah. It really is. It really is. And we've all got mutual respect for each other. From my perspective, it is the person, like Daisy. She has got drive. She has got ambition. She didn't know what she wanted to do. You sort of landed in this industry, but now you're here. You're in it.
When I left school, I studied fashion illustration. I did floristry for a while, photography, loads of different things. If you'd have asked me then, do you think you'll be in the cleaning industry when you're older? I'd have been like, absolutely not. No, God, no. Why would I want to do that? But I think it's way more sexier than I think people think it is. It isn't just mops and buckets. Yeah. There's so many different elements to it, and there's so many opportunities once you're in the industry because you've got the support, and as long as you're showing willing, I think you could become CEO quite easily. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't easy, but
it wasn't easy. No,
I'll just put that out there. It wasn't easy, but
I think that's why it's always important to talk about graft and passion, because they are those things that people recognise, and it's not necessarily about the education that you've had. If they recognise that someone is passionate and that they will work hard, people will pick up on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We look for that.
Because it's infectious as well.
Yeah, of course it is.
And we talk about a clean space and it makes you feel better, but having a work environment where people are absolutely loving what they do and
want to be there.
That has benefits as well. Exactly. Exactly. Are there any roles, we talked about that it's not a one-note industry. There's lots of options in terms of a career path. But are there any emerging roles in the industry that didn't exist a decade ago?
We have in our team a social media content designer.
Yes.
That's something that wasn't around when I first started out, I can assure you. There are all type of people now in our industry that weren't there 20, 30 years ago or 10 years ago. That's what's so great, because we keep moving forward. And it's an exciting industry, as you say. Let's call it, let's name it a sexy industry.
Absolutely.
Sexy industry.
We're making mops and buckets sexy. Yes. Daisy, how about yourself?
Jo said, obviously content creator, even marketing roles now are much more predominant in the industry. I think ESG and sustainability heads of and managers and analysts and that sort of thing, they're obviously popping up all over the show. There is quite a lot of call for internal communications from a facilities management and a cleaning services point of view. So one of the challenges is reaching frontline colleagues, the cleaners themselves, because a lot of them don't have work phones, work laptops, work tablets. So even just trying to get general comms out to them is quite difficult. So internal comms is quite important because you need to keep them updated, with health and safety updates, sustainability updates, training, that sort of stuff.
But with anything where there is a lot of change and a lot of evolution, there is always that concern from anyone within an industry about job stability when there's a lot of change, etc. In terms of job stability within this industry, how strong do you think that is?
From personal experience, I think it's great. If you're with a company and you enjoy it and you're working hard, I think if times got hard and for whatever reason you got made redundant or anything like that, you can easily fall into another similar role with another company. I think a lot of the things, me in particular in ESG, I think a lot of the things I cover sort of overlap with health and safety, with quality, with training, with internal comms. So And I feel like the opportunities are there to be able to sort of flit in between.
Yeah, there's less kind of silos now. Everything has a point where it's going to intersect and cross over.
And you all work together.
Yeah.
From a cleaning operative point of view, I mean, we're always looking for cleaning operatives. So I think the stability is definitely there from that side of things.
My first week of work, 16-year-old me thought, I'll never be out of a job. As I stood in the manufacturing of a toilet roll business, as I was making toilet tissue, I thought, everybody will always need toilet rolls. And it's never changed. First sign of trouble. It doesn't matter what's happening with the economy. Everybody always needs toilet rolls. The thing is, there is a lot of stability here because our industry is needed.
Yes.
Even with the pandemic, we're essential. That's the key word. We're essential. So, I joke about the toilet rolls, but it's true. The cleaning products, the jobs, the manufacturing, the distribution, and the use of the products and the cleaning operatives, they will always be needed. I've had several jobs throughout my career, and I've worked for several different manufacturers, converters, distribution, but all in the same industry because, as Daisy says, you can take your skills and move it across to somewhere else. But once you find something that you're really passionate about, why move?
We've talked about passion, we've talked about graft, but what else? What are the other key qualities that you're looking for when you're hiring new talent?
Whenever I interview, it's always twofold. So there's a job spec, and whether it's a financial director or a receptionist, somebody's got to have the skill set, albeit you can teach and train. But for me, and I have still been interviewing every person that comes into Jangro. I've only stopped in this last 12 months. So for 39 years, I've been interviewing all the time, the last interview, because I just want to make sure the person's right.
Yes.
Have they got that commitment? Are they willing? Are they going to fit in with the team? Are they going to really try? Are they going to be respectful? Are they going to be professional? Because if I've got 30 other employees who are all that, and then we bring somebody in who isn't, that's just going to upset the apple cart. Yeah. You can see the passion of the Jangro group to me, and I'm bringing somebody into that family. So they've got to be the right people. And I think that's anybody in interviewing in our industry. We're all very passionate and we're all very protective, really.
Yeah, and we all believe in it, don't we?
Yeah, we
so
do.
I think you're right. I think that person has to have the passion, has to fit in to the team, has to fit into the company and the company values. And I suppose also have the interest in new trends, going out there, finding new ways to fix an issue that we're having, being sort of proactive. I think that can help a lot.
And then Daisy, once they're in, if they then want to progress and climb the career ladder, are there specific certifications, accreditations that they can look into perhaps to then keep moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I ended up doing an apprenticeship through a company that I was working with. So I think any sort of skills or training or learning and development that your company can offer, I'd say just take it. I think as a basic BICS training, British Institute of Cleaning Sciences, I think is a good one, because even if you're not going to be on the floor, even if you're getting a job in accounts, I think it's really good to know what we're talking about when we're talking about how to mop a floor, how to clean a toilet.
And the other thing I will add is, Jangro has our own learner management solution, and all the staff, whether they're accountants or procurement or marketing, they all have taken our learner management solution. I think 15 different courses covering safety data sheets, COSH,
it's wide-ranging,
kitchen hygiene, floor care. They've all taken that, so they've got a great understanding of what our industry is about and how it works. It just makes them feel more involved, and they get a certificate at the end to say, yep, you are competent now in this module. And I think that's important, that we do that with all our staff. It doesn't matter if they're the receptionist or the operations manager. Everybody should be involved in this training program that we do, so they've got a good understanding when people ask about it.
And from the cleaning operative point of view on that, even if a cleaner's just doing 4 hours a week, they should have that same access to training like anyone else.
Yeah.
I think it really helps with retention, with talent retention.
They feel involved.
Exactly.
They're involved.
It's really
You feel
inclusive.
part of your company
absolutely.
if you're trained and you've got your certificate saying that you're trained. And yeah.
Excellent. Jo, I want to talk a little bit about networking again. We've discussed it briefly. You and I met at a networking event last year, and
here we are.
And here we are. So I can testify that it's important for career progression. But do you want to add anything else to that?
It is really important. I mean, again, the cleaning industry really is very good at the networking side. I mean, just in the last 3 months, we've had a dinner dance ball, we've had the Savoy events, awards events, and we are very good at coming together.
Yes.
But it really is, I know, joking aside, it really is important because that's your opportunity to build relationships. That's what it's about. It's the opportunity to show people who you are, is to show your profile. And basically, if you can show that you can be trusted and that you're reliable and the kind of person you are, people are much more likely to employ you or give you business or develop relationships with you because they know you, rather than you just being a name on a piece of paper that they've never met. So I've always been keen on networking. People is this industry. This industry is all about the people. So coming together, sharing knowledge, and I learn every time I go to an event. But also, again, I do help to give back too.
What ways can we keep bringing in younger people into this industry to continually make sure that it evolves, and the new generations are coming through?
I think that we have to think about the way we advertise roles, maybe on different platforms that are going to reach younger people. I think using university websites where there's job boards and things like that can be really beneficial, and how we advertise those roles. As we've been discussing, it isn't just always a cleaning role. So, mention that it's, you're going to be working with cleaning robots, or you're going to be working with GDPR and cybercrime. You're going to be working on ESG sustainability. So I think the way we advertise and how we advertise needs to be looked at. I also think mentioning how much of an impact the cleaning industry can have sustainability-wise, I think is a huge one. I think for younger people, it's crucial. They want to work for companies who are actually making a difference. Yeah. I also think the younger generation really do want a better work-life balance. They want to make sure their well-being is looked after. They've got flexible working, a bit of remote working, any sort of benefits can help. So any healthcare, dental care, free gym membership, anything like that sort of helps bring in a younger generation.
I think gone are the days of lunch and vouchers and now.
I mean,
you remember those?
Yes. Move on.
I don't know what that is. So
right.
Before my time.
Jo and I remember this one.
But Daisy's right. I mean, again, it's that change, and you've got to know your audience and who it is you're trying to bring on board. And Jangro's had to change. I mean, and it's great. We have a welfare manager new role, and it's really good for all staff. We have a gym downstairs because where they can go and do a Pilates class if that's what they choose. We have pizza days, and we go bowling. Never 20 years ago would that have happened. If I'd have said into an office environment there, do you all want to go bowling tonight? That just wouldn't have happened. Well, now it's great. It's that you become more of a team, you become more of a family together, and everybody is mixing with everybody else. So accounts are mixing with sales, who are mixing with finance, mixing with IT, and you become a unit, you become a team, and you become stronger for it, and your business is better for it.
Excellent. What about diversity? Would you say that the cleaning industry fosters an inclusive workforce?
Absolutely. The UK is so diverse. So when we're looking for somebody in a role, we get a diverse application of people coming for the job, and we pick the best one for the job. If you just open your eyes when you walk out into Manchester, it is a very diverse place.
Yeah.
We've got so many different diverse people, and that's what makes it work.
Absolutely.
It really does make
Yeah, all the
Absolutely.
different personalities is definitely what makes a company, isn't it?
100%, yeah.
Definitely. Well, look, on that note, thank you, Daisy. Thank you, Jo, for joining me today and for your insights. That's it for this episode. Our top tips for rewriting the narrative of the cleaning professional can be found on the podcast page of our website, jangro.net. On our website, you can also find out more about Jangro and this podcast series. So keep the conversation going, and remember, every job deserves recognition and respect. See you next time.